Now, if you're looking for a little creative inspiration, you might want to turn to the pages of Migrate Magazine. Once it was the house title for the Lurie's Advertising Festival, the publication has gone beyond that. It's become a mini Bible for the creative industry as it pushes ideas and sparks the imagination in many different directions.
Migrate is basically the Lurie Awards magazine, and its whole purpose is mainly to inspire kind of creative people in the advertising, brand communication industry. It's kind of like become a collector's magazine, so it's not, I wouldn't really term it a magazine because people keep it, they put it on their shelf and they actually keep the magazine and they constantly refer back to it, like for inspiration. So the LSM is definitely 8 and up. It's, you know, it's advertising, it's the advertising executives, it's creative directors, it's the art directors. I always keep my eye open for people that are just doing interesting stuff out there, whether it's at an art gallery, whether it's in a book that I've seen, whether it's online, wherever. I'll always be jotting down names of people I think are doing like interesting, exciting work. And when a specific theme comes up, I'll go and find that person and get hold of them, and then I'll send them a brief, and then hopefully they say yes, they're happy to contribute, and then we get quite amazing work from it. The latest one that's just come out is meat. So the whole meat issue going on, yeah, we thought meat would be quite a controversial, quite fun thing to tackle, which, yeah, it was. We try not to keep it too, like, corner the creatives too much, because we want work that's quite varied and quite interesting. So whenever I brief a contributor, I will say to them, you know, the brief is your interpretation of the theme. I'm not going to tell you what to do, because some of them do ask me, and I say, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I want you to creatively do what you feel answers this brief. I usually just look at people from all walks of life, basically, whether they're students, whether they're just starting out, whether they're artists, illustrators, photographers, designers of any age. Some people are senior and some people are junior. It depends who's doing work that I think is interesting. What's the worst thing about my job? Getting my page numbers correct. The best part about my job is probably actually finding the contributors. I find that very exciting to just explore out there and see what people are doing, because my God, there are absolutely incredibly talented, amazing, creative people in this world, and they're not just in advertising, they're in all creative fields. They're really doing amazing stuff.
Now, ask any advertising agency what the toughest brands are to work on, and chances are insurance is going to be on that list. It's not easy making what is essentially a grudge purchase something interesting and desirable. So, let's see how the Volcano agency here in Johannesburg picked up the challenge for its client Mutual and Federal as we go behind the scenes. We'll put the finished ad up on our Facebook page and you can tell us what you think.
This journey actually began with us needing to position insurance as more than just a commodity. We are really saying to consumers out there, see insurance as an investment in your life. And that is why the campaign line is really about turning setbacks into comebacks.
Our brief was to position Mutual and Federal as the insurance company that goes beyond insurance. They go a little bit extra.
It basically ended up being a vignette ad, which is a bunch of different cuts lasting throughout the period of 24 hours.
It has a full beginning, a middle, and an end to go from day to night, how we go beyond every single day.
And action!
The sun shines bright.
Going from script to the actual visual sounds, the light and everything, it is quite incredible, and it's almost exactly the way that I imagined and a little bit better.
It's seeing all these people running around kind of pulling this beautiful story together that started from a copywriter and an art director's point of view, you know, what we have in our heads. And to see that brought to life is probably the most rewarding thing about being a creative.
It's a beautiful day. children playing in the
We actually looked at a few different show reels, and then we had 2 directors come and present to us. And Malo just really presented a beautiful treatment.
He presented a concept that spoke about everyday people interaction, everyday people experiences. For me, that was quite powerful.
It is about the offer that Migrate Federal has, but it's an offer to people. So for me, it was important to inject a bit of sincerity through how it's shot, through the people that are cast, and also the performance approach, which the idea was to make it quite seamless, that it feels like it's there, and we're just kind of there as a crew to just film what's beautiful.
I think what sets Mutual and Federal apart in terms of being a short-term insurer is the broker role. They are probably the most intrinsic, most critical parts of insurance. He's the guy who'll go beyond insurance to make sure that what's important to you is always protected.
The client has been really supportive of telling the true story of Mutual and Federal, the brokers, the staff, and how they actually do go beyond and care about people.
I'm looking forward to actually seeing the reaction from our customers and the larger market out there in terms of how they will actually start to see short-term insurance. And I'm hoping that our competitors as well will actually learn a lot from how we've actually shot the commercial.
It's been a story of how people love what they do and how they actually want the best out of every single minute of every single day. And the attention to detail has been beautiful to watch.
So now that we are on set, we can actually see the story unfolding, and I'm actually quite excited about the final outcome of this commercial.
The interaction between Volcano and the production company has been quite great. Very happy with the interaction, very happy with what they put onto the table, and growing stronger than ever in terms of our relationship with them.
People are gonna cry and kind of nod and go, yes, I want to be cared for like that.
That's a wrap.
Let's move now from advertising to branding, and it seems the fizz might be going out of Coca-Cola. Apple and Google have both overtaken the soft drinks maker in the ranking of the world's most valuable brands, pushing Coke down to 3rd spot in the annual brands list published by the consultancy firm Intebrand.
Well, one of the biggest changes we've seen this year, of course, is that Coca-Cola has been top of the list for the last 13 years. This is the first list when Coca-Cola actually goes down to the 3rd ranking, having been overtaken by Google in number 2 and by Apple in number 1. Well, the key thing again is that technology brands clearly have galloped ahead of everybody else. So for the first year, we now have close to 7 of the top 10 brands are all technology brands, very much with Apple at the forefront, Google, and a couple of the others packed in behind. Those that have fallen off again, technology brands like Yahoo, failing to connect properly with their audiences, and then some nice new entrants in the form of Discovery, the TV channel Discovery, and largely driven by some very clever brands with Deadliest Catch and with Mythbusters and a couple of other good programs that they put forward.
This is Mags on Media, when we continue transformation and mentorship in the advertising industry, how the United States is getting it right. Also, we'll go behind the scenes of a brand new campaign for the Ocean Basket restaurant brand.
News that moves. ENCA.com.